Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to focus on the Aston. Now, I bought this car and really thought that it was going to endear itself to me, that I would absolutely love it, that I couldn't get rid of it, that it would just be one of those cars that I kept forever. Well, so far it has not lived up to the hype that I had in my mind. One of the issues is the sound that comes from it. Now, these from the factory come with a bypass valve that you can remove fuse 22 and make it sound better. So I thought all I'd have to do was remove that fuse. Well, come to find out, that fuse is already removed, and today we're going to upgrade the exhaust so it'll sound like a proper sports car. Stay tuned. Hey guys, John Engel here, and I've got some great news. Today we're going to fix that by installing a brand new double dim. So today we're going to do an oil change and replace those. So like I was mentioning earlier, the early Aston Martins come with a valve that allows it to adjust so that it can be quiet when you're going through a residential area, and then when you get into the RPMs it will open up and become more throaty. You can remove fuse 22 and it's supposed to open it up. However, I really can't tell a huge difference, and I don't think that there is a huge difference. When we get to the muffler in the back, I mean, it's the size of the rear end and probably weighs as much as the rear end. So not only are we going to make the car sound better, but we're going to lighten the car up a little bit, and that's really where we need to get started. But before we can do that, we really do need to see where the sound is now. So let's do some cold starts and maybe a little driving to get kind of the feel of what it is. Okay, let's get that cold start. I also want to give a shout out to Spin State, who makes the best looking key fob for the Aston Martin. If you guys really haven't checked them out by now, you really should. It's so much better than the key fob that comes with it from Volvo. All right, cold start. I'd say that's pretty lackluster. I don't know about you guys. Maybe with the top down, maybe it'll sound better. If nothing else, I look better. All right, let's go out and take this thing for a drive and see what we can get into. It sounds more like a sewing machine than a V8 sports car. I don't get it. So let's just listen to hear what it sounds like without fuse 22 and just kind of stock. I'm not upset. It's not terrible, but it's just not there. Will new exhaust make it sound better? That's the question.
Daddy, try.
You want Dad try? Let's open this exhaust up and see what it looks like.
Yay. That's it. Daddy, open. Daddy, open. Watch your finger.
Come look. Look how shiny. Look at that. Shiny.
Out.
Yeah, you want to take it? Okay. I want it out too, babe. All right, guys, I've got the Aston on the lift, so we're going to have to lift her up. We've got the exhaust unwrapped. You can see that it says Aston Martin Vantage, power motive on it, so hopefully this is going to be what I'm looking for. It is definitely a lot lighter. It is much smaller muffler, hoping for some increased sound. All right, now that we have her in the air, it's our first look at what's going to need to be done. From the very get-go, this first ABS plastic piece is going to have to come off. Obviously, this big pile of stuff is the old exhaust muffler. Inside, you've got where the valves are on each side. I'm not sure if these need to be removed yet, but it looks like they might. And same for this metal plate underneath. I think you probably could get to a lot of it without doing some of it, but I think it'll make my life easier and me not heat the car as much. So, just getting started and taking stuff apart. Sounds easy. Okay guys, let me give you a quick update. So you can see the rear plastic piece is gone, which is super simple. There are 2 bolts right here and 2 bolts right here that hold it into a metal piece underneath. That comes off no problem at all. You can see I only have 1 bolt holding the hanger on here and 1 bolt over here, right there, holding this hanger on. Other than that, it's pretty loose. I also took out this, which, if you look at that piece and that clamp, it goes right in there and out the fake exhaust tips that are on the back. Hopefully that's all I'm gonna have to do and I won't have to actually take off the tips, but it looks like you have to take off those parts. Let's keep going under here. So right in here, there is another rubber grommet. It looks like this exactly. I took those out by taking off 2 bolts as well. So that is completely done, and I took out the bolts that hold the exhaust from there and there. So my exhaust is actually out. My problem is I've got all of this stuff in there, and I can't get it past this part. Well, here it is in all its fatness and glory. And the good thing is you can get away with just taking out one of the wheel fender wells, so you don't actually have to do the other side. As you can see, what I did is right down here, I put it on jack stands on the tube frame. I couldn't find any better places, so that's where it went. Now I got to put that back on. My question is, do I have to have that off to put the new exhaust on? I probably should get the new exhaust in there before I put that fender back on. Well, I've had a lot of questions about what it would sound like if it was basically no muffler at all and just coming out, and I kind of want to know as well. So I think what I'm going to do is get in the car and start it up. So let's grab a cold start on no exhaust car. So I have to be honest, I really like it with no muffler at all. I would just put some downpipes on there and call it a day, but I did buy this exhaust system, so it's gonna go on, it'll stay on for a little bit, and if it's not loud enough, well, that exhaust system will go up for sale, and I'll just put straight pipe either to the exhaust or just some downpipes right there and call it a day. I think that's actually the easier way to do it. Just put a little downpipe right there, and look at all the free space for activities. All right, more work. Let's get the exhaust in now. All right, guys, what feels like a lifetime is now done. The exhaust is on. All the trim is put back on. Both of the fender wells are back on, the belly pan, and then, of course, the exhaust is on there. So I do want to give you a quick recap of things that you have to do first. This rear area right here comes off using these 4 little bolts. So it's super easy to take off, but I would recommend it. I don't think you can do it without taking that off, so you gotta do that. Over on this side, there are 2 screws and then 1 plastic screw inside to take this, and the same for this, at least loosen it up. And then you can come over on the sides, and there is 1 screw here and 1 screw there, which will allow you to move that inner fender well out of the way. So I would recommend doing all of that. You've got to take off this belly plate. It's got 1,000 little bolts in there, but you need to take that off as well. After that, it's pretty much simple. There are a few things under here like So right up under here where we have the rubber mounts, these are bolts that you can just easily take out. So they just will come out and that will allow the exhaust to be free. There are some rubber mounts right here. Hopefully you guys can see this. There's one on this side. There's one on this side. You can do the same thing. They just have bolts on the back end of them that you can take out very easily. Once all of that is done, the exhaust will come out and go in pretty much like you see. So now that everything is on, the only thing left to do is to drop this thing down and see what a cold start sounds like. Let's do that right now. Well guys, it's a good thing the Aston is so beautiful because that exhaust has left me kind of upset. I spent a lot of money on the exhaust to get it. I spent a lot of time to put it on and it has had almost no effect. I cannot hear really a difference. We'll go to the video to make sure that I'm just not missing something, but I don't think that I am. I think really the best thing for me to do at this point, take that exhaust off, put some downpipes on there and call it a day. But the good thing is we have some options. The bad thing is I spend all the time doing it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe. We'll catch you next time.